Hi, my name is Barb, and I'm Gracie's mom. I'm here again to make a card and have a cup of coffee in my Mary Poppins cup because cup of coffee and crafting go great together. It's awesome. Love my morning coffee. This is the card we're going to make. Isn't this really super cute? It is a stamp set that is made by Essentials by Ellen. Excuse me. Gracie's going to have a list of all the sizes and items I used in making this card. So make sure you look at the description below. It will have all that information for you. Okay, so let's pull over some things. I want to show you some of the things I'm going to be using to make this card. So one of the things is you have to have an amazing cutter, which I do. And then you also need to have your, I'm going to do some embossing. And if you look here on her tail, it is vellum. I used vellum on her tail. So that's really super cool. That's fun to use. Anyway, so what we did was I used my Versamark. And then after I put on my Versamark, I used my embossing powder, which is made by Ranger, which is like one of the best embossing powders ever. And then I used my bone folder because I needed to make sure that my card was flat. And then when you emboss, you have to use a powder for the static. And so that's the powder I used. And then of course, my handy dandy Holtz Scissors. And then I used my Dobbers. And I'll show you what I did with my Dobbers when I get to that. The inks I used are by Stampin' Up. So this one is Night of Navy, and this one is Lost Lagoon. Love this color, beautiful color. And then this one is the Brilliance. It's a kind of a light blue. It's really pretty. So those are the inks that we used. And then I used my Pop Dots, and I used some sequins. These are the sequins I used. Aren't they pretty? They're like so beachy and oceany colors. Now let me show you the stamps that I used. This is the background stamp by Hero Arts. Isn't that so awesome? Now you can emboss with this or just ink like I did. This is the stamp set I used. There's her tail, and it has amazing sayings. So the saying that we're going to put on our card is, I'm done adulting. Let's be mermaids. I just think that's so, so cute. Oh, sorry, it's not in the view. And then this is by Quick Cuts, and these are the waves. And they just look like this. Again, this is the same one that I used, the same brand for the umbrella when I did the Mary Poppins. Cuts beautifully. Just amazing. Just like butter. Okay, so let's get, oh, and then this is what I use. This is just a piece of batting. And I use this just to clean up my table and stuff because of the embossing powder or whatever I'm using gets on it. This just cleans it up so well. It's amazing. A lot of people use Swiffer things, but I don't. So let's get busy in making our card. So this is our card like I was showing you. So the first thing you have to do is you have to take your papers and pick out the colors you want to use. And then you have to take your card base, which is mine, which I buy them already made at Hobby Lobby. Great store. Anyway, it is, I believe, 5.5 by 4. And then I took that and I went ahead and I cut my dark blue, and I went ahead and I've already glued that on. And then the next thing I did was I took, oops, excuse me, let me get my right paper. Here is my paper, and I cut it down to be, so this one is like 1/8 of an inch smaller. This one is 1/8 of an inch smaller than the dark blue. And I took the background stamp and I stamped it, and then I put it on. And I used my Holtz stamper to help me make sure I get a nice clean stamp. And then, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue. And, excuse me, I'm going to have to go out of the picture for a moment because I got to be able to see the glue going on. Let me get this on really well. This is glue by Stacy. Stacy glue. It's like the best glue in the whole wide world. I absolutely love it. It's like amazing. It's not sticky. It dries clear. And it's just, I love it better than the Tombow, to tell you the truth. Tombow is sticky. I don't like a sticky glue on my fingers. This is not sticky. And it dries clear. So if you have any glue that shows, you don't see it. Love it. Okay, so there's that. And then what we did was I cut my waves. And now what you want to do is, before you put your waves on, kind of place them on so you kind of have an idea, because what happens if you don't, so this one's going to be glued straight down. These have dimensionals, not pop dots like I said, but dimensionals. And you're going to place this on here like so. And then you're going to take your dark blue and you're going to place it all the way down to the bottom. And the reason why you want to place that, to have an idea, is because you have to take her fin and you're going to just glue right here. And you're just going to pop it in there where you want it. And this way, it comes out of the waves like so. But you still want to be able to read what it says up there. So I have mine still a little bit high. So I'm going to bring mine down just a tad. But that's the thing, is that you get to see where you're going to place it first. So what I like to do is, once I have an idea of where I'm going to place it, I'll put another piece of paper next to it so I know about where it's going to go. And so all I'm going to do is take my glue. Like I said, this glue was just amazing. Love it. And so then I'm going to come over here and it's going to go from side to side. Okay, I'm going to lift it up so I can see, because it's hard to see when it's in the camera. Okay, and then I'm going to take my next one and I'm going to take off the dimensionals. Oh yes, and I want to show you what I did. So, you know, when I was talking about the finger daubers, this is them. And so you put it in the ink, oops, excuse me, you put it in the ink that you want, and then you just go through and you just kind of go like this, and it gives you the color on the top of your card. Wonderful things. And it just fits right on your finger perfectly. Anyway, so that's how that works. And so now I'm going to come in here. I'm sorry if you see my head, but I'm going to place that like that. Now I'm not pushing them down really hard yet, because like I said, you have to make sure that you have them placed correctly. The only one that is definitely is the one that's in the back, because it's definitely glued down. And then you're going to take this and you're going to take your blue and you're going to bring it to the end. Now, before I push anything down, I want to take my little mermaid tail and I want to make sure that I have her. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's perfect. Holy moly, oh guacamole, I can't believe that. I'm going to push these down. They are ready to go. Let me get a little sip of my coffee though. I'm getting a little dry. Fabulous. And then I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to just glue. Can you guys see that? Okay. I'm just going to glue just that part. And then I'm just going to slide her little tail in there and place it just about where I want it to be and just kind of push it down. And this way, this is kind of up and around. Okay? And I got a little piece of paper right there. There we go. Last time, if you were watching, I did the mermaid. I showed you guys the end, and there was some little ribbon on there still where I didn't see it hook on the card. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to take the sequins, and they're really hard to pick up and do. And I just thought it would be so cute just to take a piece, a little tiny spot of glue, put the sequins on. Isn't that super cute? Aren't you loving this? I just love this card. It's like, this one is going to a very, very dear friend who did an amazing job for us. And I just want her to know how much I appreciate all that she did for us. And she loves the beach. And so this is going to go to her. And let me put another one right there. Oh, it's hooked on my finger. Sorry. I hope I'm not out of view. It's hard to see them. They're so iridescent. So clever, aren't we? Okay. So then what I did was, that's really our card. And then what I did on the inside, and I already did it, I glued 3 little iridescent sequins right in here. Now the one thing I love to do, and that is I love to stamp the back of my card. And I have a nice little stamp that says, especially handmade because you're worth it. I'm sorry, it says handmade because you're worth it. Sorry. Anyway, I love to let people know how much I appreciate them. And I want them to know that this was handmade. And then what I like to do, I always like to decorate my envelopes some way with the card. So what I did is I took the light blue, this one, and I just did a little stamp of her tail coming out, very light. So when I put her address, who she's going to, and my return address, it's all clear for the mail people to be able to see. So that's my card I made today. Isn't that super cute? I just love this stamp set and these cards. I just think they're so cute. And here's the other one. I hope you like it. You know, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. And please subscribe because there's many more things to come. I think my next thing I'm going to do is going to be comparing the Tim Holtz stamp platform and the others, so you can, the Misty, so you can see the difference between those two. And so thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you like this card as much as I do. And like I said, give me a thumbs up, and to you, a wonderful cup of coffee and a great day of crafting. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.